Uh-oh. Another combat area. I'm gonna die.
Target buildings are marked in your tac maps.
Where
Clear
the
them,
fuck
use
are you?
Geiger counters to identify
Can I not
your
revive
core
you?
objectives,
I have no
then
idea.
hike out to the LZ
You're
site.
in the fucking sky fort.
Bruh.
Oh, your dog tag.
Come on, what is this goofiness, bro? Here I am again, giving my factual opinion out to the world. Today, we're gonna review the rest of Modern Warfare 2. I was able to sum up the campaign in it's alright, but I can't do that with the rest of the game. Like my previous review, let's start out with the good. To be honest, there's not a lot here. 51 weapons at launch, that's good, baby. 18 operators, boom, that's sweet. We got that OG Modern Warfare 2 thermal and red dot sight, that's what you like to see. Letting people choose between kill streaks or score streaks, that's a nice simple option for people who prefer one or the other. Spec Ops ain't duty this time. I played through all 3 missions with my friend and had a pretty decent time. It wasn't anything amazing, but it was a decent time. Another thing I like is the weapon unlock system. It's a bit weird, perhaps even downright goofy, but it's unique. I think it forces people to use different guns for once in Call of Duty. Because of this, weapon attachments are interlinked, making grinding a bad gun still worthwhile. Orion is one of the best looking mastery camos. It's a huge upgrade from Modern Warfare 2019. Now for probably the best part of the game so far, the camo system. There are 186 non-mastery camos, which I think is the most we've ever had in a COD game. The camo system is also less demanding and streamlined, requiring less annoying playstyles for the most part. That about does it for the good. Now, it's time to get mad. I bet none of y'all saw this coming. The perk system. No one likes this perk system. The only people who actually defend it are IW, I guess. First, you have to unlock the perks by leveling up. Then, you have to earn them every game, and you can only make them go slightly faster. There are a lot of people who talk about UAV spam being a problem in this game, just like Cold War. But this time, it's not because of a shitty score streak system. It's because it's impossible to get Ghost for at least half the game. So for at least half the game, there's absolutely no way for you to not show up on the minimap. And then you can't even unlock Ghost till like level 52. You also have some nonsensical trade-offs in these perk slots, like Ghost and Quick Fix. Why does being able to heal yourself faster after a kill mean you have to be shown on the minimap? Because Infinity Ward knows better. Another surprise up next, the minimap. If you didn't know, this minimap doesn't work like regular COD minimaps. Normally in COD you would show up on the minimap if you fired an unsuppressed gun. In this, you only show up on the compass if you fire an unsuppressed gun. Modern Warzone over on Twitter had a pretty decent sized poll asking if we wanted the new minimap system or the OG. 88% said they wanted the original minimap. What did Infinity Ward do with this information? Well, the only thing you should do, which is completely disregard the poll and keep the new minimap system, because Infinity Ward knows better than you. Since we're on the topic of Infinity Ward knowing better than the fans, let's talk about dead silence. Normally, this would be a perk, but Infinity Ward said no, we are gonna innovate. So they innovated. They made the decision to make it a field upgrade. So you only got a little bit of time before you return back to sounding like an elephant running on a creaky old floorboard. Obviously, fans loved this in Modern Warfare 2019. So of course, they brought it back for Modern Warfare 2, and they gave it a well-needed nerf. Now dead silence makes a sound that tells the entire lobby that they're activating dead silence. And I know there's some naysayers out there, but if you're questioning why they would do this, it's because Infinity Ward knows better than you smooth brains. You know, I thought Modern Warfare 2019 was as bad as COD maps could get, but Infinity Ward came back swinging with this one. MW2's fighting pretty hard for that top spot. The worst two maps in the game are Tarak and the border crossing map. If I see either of these two, I'm gone. Tarak reminds me of one of those classic MW 2019 maps. It's got a nice classic ant farm style, but it also is extremely wide open with no cover, so sentinels have the advantage on the map. The first time I saw the border crossing map was on a TikTok, and all it showed was the map layout. And from right then, I knew this map was going to be top tier trash. And then I played it, and I knew right then, Infinity Ward had done it. They had made the worst map in COD history. I thought it was going to be impossible for them to make a map worse than Ramaza in MW 2019, but they did it. I'm genuinely impressed at how Infinity Ward is able to make so many bad maps. It's a shame because the idea for the map is cool, but it's downright criminal in practice. It is the most ant farm of ant farm maps COD has ever seen. It's either navigate the maze of cars or die from someone staring down the long ass corridor. You know, the maps are bad, but that happens. What's unforgivable is that they aren't even made for multiplayer. At least 6 of the maps are just boxed in portions of the Warzone map. I heard someone say that this isn't true, that they're designed for multiplayer and they just put them together in the Warzone map. Now, you're telling me Warzone, the game that made billions of dollars for Activision every year and is one of the top streamed games every year, wasn't the top priority? You know they did the Warzone map first, and then they realized they had to make 6v6 maps too. It's clear with maps like Tarak and Al Bagra Fortress that they are not made for 6v6 because they are a part of the Warzone map. Despite every fan on the internet asking for the OG prestige system back, we're getting seasonal prestiges. So this means you can only prestige a certain amount per season and then dump a ton of XP into getting to level 1000 only for those levels to be taken away at the end of the season. But if you were thinking about prestiging, don't, because you can't until Season 1 comes out. Till Season 1, you can only get to level 55. If you're someone who likes to feel that their XP is going towards something, then that's too bad, because Infinity Ward knows better than you. Barracks, nope, we don't have them. Unlike every single COD since COD 4, this game decided to do something brave and bold. It removed the barracks system from the game. If you wanted to know any personal stats, sorry, that's too bad. It was too difficult to put in the game. I know the original Infinity Ward did it in 2007, but That's just too complicated to do now. We can't do it. You might not know it, but there are calling cards and emblems in this game because you randomly unlock them, but due to the barrack system being sadly too hard to put into the game at launch, we can't see them or how to do them. Infinity Ward is again doing the impossible and somehow has something worse than Vanguard. Vanguard was developed in about a year or less, and somehow it has more content than MW2. In Vanguard, you could do this bizarre thing where you could level up your operator and earn some free cosmetics for them. You can in this game. You get the operator, and that's it. If you want to customize him, you best cough up that bread, baby. I've heard a lot of people say that they feel like they're dying immediately in this game. But when you shoot people, it takes a lot longer. Here is a clip from one of my play sessions. This is the type of thing that happens every game to everyone. At first I thought maybe it was just bad hitboxes, but after watching it back, I realized something was a bit sussy. I found out it's really bad netcode. I would assume this is because there's a low server tick rate. Plugging my action replay into my computer, I was able to slow down the footage and get some juicy stuff. So here you see the guy starts shooting me before I get behind the container, and then he somehow wallbangs me through the container. Then if we go to my view, I don't take any damage until I'm all the way behind the container at the end of the second door. So what it seems like is happening is his information is getting sent to the server receives it, but then it takes a bit to send to me. So to catch up, it vomits all of that info back really quickly, and it makes me seem like I die in a second. I thought game devs would have learned from this kind of thing when it happened to Battlefield 4 9 years ago, but I guess good servers are understandably too much to ask for a company worth $56 billion. Now since we're talking about money, which you know Activision always is, $70. Yep. The game now costs $70 for everyone. The game is $10 more. Obviously, that means a polished AAA game with all the features everyone has come to expect. And that's what we got. Because it's more likely that we would get a broken, featureless, and content-dry game that if it was an indie game on Steam, no one except Critical would buy for $5. AAA modern gaming is essentially like McDonald's selling you a cheeseburger, but when you get the cheeseburger, it's just a bun with a slice of cheese on it. And you ask them, "Yo, where's my patty at?" They tell you the patty may or may not be ready in a few hours. Now, if you thought $70 was cheap, well, don't worry, because I've got some good news for you. I assume you might want to play as the members of 141. That'll be $30 more. Oh, and in case you forgot, we have them on the operator selection screen, but they're locked. So just to give you that slight nudge in the direction of buying it, Infinity Ward comes out hitting another dinger with the UI. We have another amazing Infinity Ward decision, where they saw the Hulu UI and said, hey, that looks like shit. Let's get them to design our UI. I know what you're thinking. Maybe it wasn't the best idea to get people who design a movie streaming site to design the menus for your video game. And certainly, it's not what any reasonable person would do. But this is Infinity Ward. Now last, but certainly not least, this game runs like shit. Despite all the problems, I am having a decent time. When the game works, you would think with a 3080, I could run this game on high settings and get my required 75 FPS. But this is modern gaming, and everyone knows with how great modern gaming is, things just don't work when they come out. So that juicy 75 FPS that I want ain't gonna happen till maybe Season 1, maybe later. So when I'm playing, I'm just gonna have to deal... Like I said, when I'm playing Modern Warfare oh yeah, I can barely play it because the game crashes every 5 seconds. At least for the Steam version, I think there are files being leaked out of the game or deleted somehow. Once I verify the game files, it says there are 18 files missing. Every time I verify, it says the same thing. But at least if you verify it, you won't have to do so for maybe 2 hours or so, because it'll at least be stable for that amount of time. To sum up this review, Infinity Ward knows better than you. 5 out of 10. Wait till it's on sale, or at least till it's fixed.
Oh,
There it is.
shit.
Come on. Let's go!
I got